Hello everyone, myself Shefa Shah from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Information and Communication Technology. Right now, today I am back with the microprocessor and microcontroller session, which we are going to continue about Unit 2 only, that is architecture of 8085 and 8051 microcontroller. Clear? Now, in this session and next two sessions, we are going to discuss about the memory interfacing with 8085. So how the memory interfacing can be done with 8085, we will see with basic steps, and then we will see the examples based on this memory interfacing in the next two sessions also. Clear? So the topics to be covered in this following session will be the block diagram of memory interfacing, how the memory can be interfaced with 8085. Then what are the different memory interfacing pins with 8085. Then a discussion about the higher and lower order address bus of 8085. Then how the demultiplexing of address and data bus can be carried out with the memory interfacing. And last, how the memory can be interfaced. Now, first, the block diagram of memory interfacing. So, how the memory can be interfaced with the 8085 processor. Now, as you can see over here, as you can see in over here, this is the processor 8085 and this is the memory which we want to interface with this processor, right? So, what are the different lines or what are the interface in between, which is 8085 and memory? So, there are three address interface. First, that is address line to carry out the address, to point out the address to the memory from which the data need to be fetched. Second, the data lines, which is a bidirectional. And third, to control lines, which we have seen in the last session about how the control signals are generated, right? So this is the basic block diagram that how memory can be interfaced with 8085. Now, moving forward to next topic, that how 8085 interfaced with the pins, right? So various pins are used for this memory interfacing. First, what we are using that pins from 21 to 28, which is our higher order address bus, that is A8 to A15. Then we will use the pins 12 to 19, which is the lower order address bus and data bus, which is multiplexed, that is AD0 to AD7. Now, to demultiplex this signal, we need to have enable this 30 number pin, which is ALE, that is address latch enable signal. And rest are the control signals, that is IO slash M bar, RD bar and write bar, through which we are generating our control signals, right? And the ready pin, which shows that how processor is ready for the new task, right? So these are the pins which will be using compulsory while interfacing the memory with the 8085. Now, moving forward to the address bus of 8085. So we know that the address bus is used to address memory or IO device. Here we are discussing about the memory interfacing. So we are using this memory address, right, to interface with and the data to be fetched from that particular address. Now 8085 has a 16 bus address lines, right? This is the higher order address bus, which is from A8 to A15. And here it is a lower order address bus, which is multiplexed with the data bus, which is forms the AD0 to AD7, right? So this is the higher order and lower order address bus through which the address can be carried through processor to the memory. Clear? Now, what does the data bus do? So it will be used to transfer instructions and data from memory to CPU and CPU to memory. Clear? And it has a 8-bit data bus, that is from D0 to D7. Now, how the higher order address bus and lower order address bus are defined? So first we are going to discuss about the higher order address bus. So the higher order address bus is a unidirectional bus. It carries most significant 8 bits of 16 bits, that is from A8 to A15, address of memory or IO device. Address remains on the line as long as the operation is not completed. So the 8-bit address, higher order address bus, that data will be stored as per the whole task is running. Now, next moving to lower order address bus. So this bus is bidirectional as it is multiplexed with the data bus, right? And works on time division multiplexing between address and data. So what it will happen during the first clock cycle, right? What it will work as it will serve as a 8-bit least significant 8 bits memory or IO address, right? And for the next second and third clock cycle, it acts as a data bus and it carries the data, right? So similar way, what it will do, it will having a 3 cycles, and during these 3 cycles, these higher order address bus will remain as it is. Clear? Right? And lower order address bus will multiplex with data bus, so it will be work as per this differentiation. For first clock cycle, it will work as a 8-bit memory or IO address, and for second and third cycle, it will work as a data bus which carries data. Now, how the data bus and address bus, which is lower order address bus, gets demultiplexed. So first of all, 8085 identifies a memory location with the 16-bit address lines, that is from AD0 to AD7 and A8 to A50. Now 8085 perform data transfer using data lines AD0 to AD7, and lower order address bus and data are multiplexed on the same line. So we need to demultiplexing this address bus and data bus for read and write operations. So now this figure shows how the demultiplexing can be carried out and interface with the memory. So as you can see, this is the processor. Now the processor having the higher bit address lines which are transferred directly to the memory chip. Now these are the control signals, in which the one control signal, that is address latch enable, is given to this IC, which contains the D flip-flops, right? 8 D flip-flops, right? So whenever this address latch enable will be equal to 1, this AD0 to AD7 will work as a, will pass through this IC and will work as differentiate as A0 to A7, which is our lower order address. Now these lines, right, whenever the ALE will be 0, the data will be fetched from combining these two address, and the data will be fetched from that address in the memory, and the data will be transferred to this bus D0 to D7 as it is a bidirectional, and will get the data to the CPU or processor. Clear? So this way the processor will get interfaced with the external memory, right? Now we will take one example that how the data can be fetched from memory. So here as shown in figure, we need to store, this is a address that is 20H on higher order address bus and 05 on lower order address bus. Now what does it happens? So whenever this 20H will be transferred directly and 05 will be transferred with the help of that demultiplexed IC with address latch enable. So 05 will be pointed to this memory. Now the memory will combine the 16-bit address 2005H and point out at the memory which is at the location 2005. Now the 2005 will have the data of 4FH, right? So now what it happens, the ALE signals becomes low, that means it is 0. So now it will work as a data line, and the 4F data by the read operation of 8085, the 4F data will be loaded on D0 to D7 data bus, and then it is fetched by the 8085 microprocessor, right? So this has been explained over here. So the statement is the data is need to be fetched from memory address at 2005H, right? Where H represents, capital H represents that the address is in hexadecimal format. So it will have a 16 bits. Now higher order address bus of 8085 contains 20H and lower order address and data bus contains 05H, which combines to point out the memory address 2005H. Now the data from an address 2005H, that is 4F, is fetched from memory and passed on to data bus, and it gives to 8085 microprocessor. Clear? So this way the data can be fetched from memory or data can be write over to the memory. Now this is the basic diagram of any memory chip. Now here it is shown that there are n address lines. So if there are n address lines, then how many memory address can we point out? So it will be 2 raised to n memory words can be pointed out, right? And if there are k data input lines, that means 8-bit data, then it will have a 8-bit output lines. And these are the control signals for read and write. And here it is a chip select to select this particular chip. Either it is a ROM or RAM, right? If it is a ROM, the write signal will not be possible. And if it is a RAM chip, and then it will have read and write both, right? So let's take an example that if there are 12 address lines used and 8 data lines, then the number of memory locations will be 2 raised to n, that means 2 raised to 12, so it will be 4096 bytes, which is called as 4 KB memory. Clear? And the processor has 16-bit address lines, so maximum 2 raised to 16, that is 64 KB memory can be externally connected with the 8085 processor, and the data, input data and output data will be 8-bit. Clear? Right? So this is the basic structure of memory chip, right? Now, here it has been given for 8085 if the memory capacity and address lines required. So if it is 1 KB memory, then 1024 locations. So how does the 1024 forms? 2 raised to 10. So 10 address lines will be required. 2K, so it will require 11 address lines, right? So up to 11, up to we have what, how many address lines? Address bus we have 16-bit, so maximum 64 KB of memory can be externally connected with 8085 processor, and 8-bit data can be transmitted or received simultaneously. Clear? Right? So this is how address lines will require, and when we will do such examples, on the basis of this table, we will select this address lines. Clear? And do the memory mapping. Now, this is the last topic of this session, that is interfacing with the memory chips. So it is the whole interfacing shown in this memory. Here it is 8085, here it is program memory. Right? So program memory, that is ROM, so only the read can be happened. So here, first of all, A8 to A15 has been directly pointed out to this program memory, and AD0 to AD7, right? This multiplex line passed from this IC, which is demultiplexed IC, contains the D flip-flop that is enabled with the control signal address latch enabled, right? So we will have the A0 to A7 address bus, lower order, right? And by combining this two, it will point out the program memory, right? And for the control signal, it will have a chip select, so the chip will be selected, and from the RD bar, read the data will be read. So after the data gets read, it will be transferred to D0 to D7, that is data bus, and it will be given to this processor. Clear? Right? So this is the basic of how the memory get interfaced with 8085. Right? In detail with examples, we will see in the next 2 sessions of memory interfacing. What are the basic steps which with memory chips can be interfaced? Then what are the various decoding techniques through which the memory chips can be interfaced with 8085, right? And after that, in next session, we will see the examples, basic examples, how the 8085 can be interfaced with the memory. So that's all for the today's session, right? We will continue this memory interfacing topic in the